Continuing with the examples that we have here, um, uh, let's take this. I have this graph with three vertices but no edges. Well, for this one, I may as well just take the following coloring scheme. So I'll set this to be white, this to be white, and this to be white. Now, since these are not connected in any way, well, they're not touching, so you may regard this as the map of a set of islands. Um, you can think in that way. So in this case, the chromatic number of the graph that we have here is 1. Let me take the next example. Let's take this triangle. I'm going to call it G. Now, can I color it with three colors? Yes, of course. I can set this to be red, this to be white, and this to be green. Not to be confused with the graph itself. So, can I color this graph with less than three colors? Well, the answer is no. And why is that? Because if we take this example, we take this graph, and if we were to assign two colors, well, the thing is that each of the vertices that we have here is connected with every other. So the color that we have here must be different from the color that you have here and the color that you have here. And these two should be different among themselves. So for this one, we really need three. Well, so that means that in this case, the chromatic number of this graph G is equal to 3. Let me just take one more example that goes for this type of graphs, which we call cycles. A 4 cycle, so square. Let me call this G. Well, for this one, we have this. I may assign this blue, this white, this blue, this white. And now I can argue that this is a coloring. Of course, we can see it just from the picture itself. But more than that, this is the least number of colors that we need. And why? Well, we have two. And once we have an edge, we're forced to conclude that we need at least two colors. So that means that this is the least number of colors needed. So for this type of graph, we have that the chromatic number of this is 2. In fact, the chromatic number is one of those isomorphism invariants. So two graphs that are isomorphic should have the same chromatic number. And from this, we stop and continue with more examples.